Ox Hare presents, in association with True Story FM, the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society. Today's episode, Among Stones and Secrets.
Minister Aqueous, you don't have the right to do this.
Oh, Cynthia, I think you'll find in our present situation what rights I have can be quite malleable. That means something can be shaped without bending or breaking it.
Yes, I know what malleable means.
Course you do, smart little lady like you. And since you're so quick, I think you'll see where this is heading. Let this one go. Surely you've got some pottery to classify or something. Books won't alphabetize themselves, after all.
You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't work for the university.
No, I serve a much higher authority, and I'm merely offering you some friendly advice. The next time, it might be a little bit more malicious. That means...
I know what malicious means.
I hope so. The sun is shining. Maybe you should think about getting out from behind these books. No one's going to marry you looking so pale. Now you go and have yourself a fine day.
Ugh, that man.
Cynthia, are you in here?
Back this way. Follow the sound of my voice. And watch out for the sarcophagus.
Ah, there you are.
Saffron, I'm so happy to see you. Welcome to the Campus du Luminosité. Oh, and so I don't forget, Anasa Kata.
Kalo Kale.
What was that?
Oh, it's something from our college days at Bryn Mawr. Allow me to introduce my wife, Zinnia. This is Dr. Cynthia Carnahan.
Charmed. And it's Professor now.
Congratulations! I hadn't heard.
Totally my fault. I've been so busy I haven't had time to keep up socially as I'd like.
I was surprised to hear from you. Pleasantly so.
What was this intense discussion you were having?
You heard that?
Sharp ears, I'm afraid. They've gotten me into some troubles in the past.
That was Mark Aqueous, the new Minister of History.
We haven't had the pleasure.
If you'd ever met him, you know it's far from a pleasure. Our new directorate has authorized him to oversee historical sites, and somehow he's taken that to mean those of us who work on them.
Does this have something to do with what you mentioned in your letter? A discovery you've made?
Exactly. I found the tomb of a lost Crusader knight, one who made it all the way back to France. And I have a theory that could make this quite a significant find.
And this new minister is not a fan of your theory.
He's of the mind that what doesn't fit with their version of the story should be discarded. Smoothing out the edges, he called it.
That's not how history works.
Ugh, you don't have to tell me. He's claimed that they have the rights to the dig site, not the university.
That's terrible.
And unlawful.
Well, when you rewrite the laws, it's amazing what you can get away with. That's why I need your help. I want to go to the site, see what I can find, and bring back undeniable proof before they hide it all away under their version of history.
You have our help.
Shall we away?
What, you mean now?
When better. Men such as these do not take the time for the filing of paperwork. Time is of the essence. Grab whatever gear you may need, and we will be off.
All right, then. Saffron, I can see why you fell for this one.
Pretty obvious, right? How much farther is it?
Getting tired already?
No, just didn't plan my attire well. New boots.
Not much farther. Ah, here we are.
That's not terribly impressive.
What did you expect?
I don't know, a functioning archeological dig site, all strung off quadrants and tables with little brushes. Not a broken down old farmhouse.
That's what I was hoping for, too.
But the bridge across the stream is quite beautiful. French craftsmanship of a kind we don't see much of in this era.
I don't know about that. I can think of one French work of art that could be considered a timeless beauty.
Which one? The Arc de Triomphe? La Joconde? The Mona Lisa?
I think she was talking about you.
Oh, my. Yes, aren't you sweet?
You're actually blushing. Are you too sure you're married? Anyway, the tomb was discovered by a land surveyor who wanted to tear down the cabin and build, I don't know what, but I'm sure it would be ugly.
Undoubtedly.
The entrance is off to the right, near that well. We'll have to climb down.
There's no other way?
It's possible, even likely, but I haven't been given the access to properly map out the space.
And it appears that time is not on our side. Look, they're between the hills.
A convoy.
And I'm guessing not one full of eager history students come to learn of their past.
Minister Aqueous. He's come to pillage the site. Or destroy it.
Come on, let us find what you seek before they arrive. Saffron, are you coming?
Yes, of course. It's just... it's very exciting. I've never raided a tomb before.
Well, there is a bit of a craft to it. We must be wary. Many of these crusaders did not leave the graves of their fellows unprotected.
Understood.
There, we're through. May I have the lantern?
Much better. Oh my.
What is it?
It's not what I expected. I thought it'd be more of a sepulcher, but this is so ornate. It's more like a chapel. Right down to the stained glass windows.
Ones that haven't seen the light of day in 700 years. Oh, c'est magnifique.
Whose tomb is this?
I'm hoping to verify, but it is my suspicion that this is the tomb of Sir Jacques Dupont.
You are joking.
You've heard of him?
I have. I'm no crusade scholar. I find the whole endeavor quite distasteful, but I've read about this knight. He was said to be a man of peace.
That's correct. The records say he brokered one of the longest-lasting peace accords between the factions. He was known and respected by all, and I suspect there's more to him than even that.
But why would the directorate care about that? Just because he didn't slaughter as many heathens as his compatriots?
Could be a bit more controversial than that. If I'm right...
No time for theories. It appears our friends have arrived.
Right. Now, Jacques, where are you? Check the walls, floor, anything that looks odd.
I wish I knew what odd meant in this case.
I think I have something.
Let me see. It looks like a sundial.
In a place where no sun shines. Sharp eye, my dear.
12 spaces around like a clock. Triple triangle symbol in the center.
A triquetra. If I raise this up and it folds over, making an hour hand?
But what time? Oh, hang on. Around the edge. Looks like something is carved into the stone.
I think you're right. A row of symbols I don't recognize, and letters I do, but the language is,
It's French. Medieval French, but I know ma langue maternelle.
Can you translate?
I'll do my best. Let's see. Our Jacques was quite wordy. Shortest version is to honor those who dined with the Lord.
The Last Supper. 12 disciples. So spin the dial around to 12.
So, did that work?
Look out!
Heavens!
Cynthia, are you all right?
Considering a giant sword dropped from the ceiling and didn't impale me, I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice reflexes, Zinnia.
Je vous remercie. So, that didn't work.
Can someone help me up?
Of course.
No, wait. I see something. From down here. Those symbols. They're Greek letters, but carved upside down. I don't know how I missed that.
I can think of a few reasons. I can't help you with this translation.
No, don't worry. I got it. And, He really does tend to drone on, doesn't he? Ah, here it is. And then remove for the tribes who were lost.
We take away 10. That'd have been helpful information to put in the first line.
The better to deal with impatient grave robbers.
Jacques, you'd better be worth the hassle.
Ready to jump away this time.
And the wall slides away to reveal...
Another wall. At least this one is decorated.
3 stone carvings, all depicting women from the Bible. And I'm guessing 2 lead to certain death and 1 to the tomb proper. Let's see. Woman with a snake, that's got to be Eve.
Such a strange story. Snake speaks to Eve, and her first reaction isn't, talking snake! What does this mean? All the animals were talking, and she just didn't like what this one said?
Let's table that for now. Woman washing bearded man's feet. I'm guessing that's Mary Magdalene.
Another rough treatment by history. Just because a woman decides...
Discussion for another time. Last one is a woman with a palm leaf and a hammer.
That's Judge Deborah.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. There's very few heroines in the Bible, and she's my favorite. The only female judge. They say God sent her visions of the future.
I'd love a biblical history lesson, but time is running out. Why the hammer?
When she came across the leader of the opposition, she got him to fall asleep, then hammered a tent stake through his skull.
Ouf, mon Dieu.
And you think this is the right one?
Yeah, I'm starting to get a feeling about Jacques. Let's see what happens if we press the hammer and palm leaf at the same time.
It's a door.
I have put before you an open door which no one can shut.
What was that?
An old memory just came to me. Let's go.
Look, behind the other 2 carvings. Those look like load-bearing pillars. If we'd picked wrong, it looks like the whole place would have come down.
Well chosen, Saffron. Divine providence?
Deductive reasoning. Long dark tunnel ahead. Ladies, shall we?
Without hesitation. At last, the resting place of Sir Jacques Dupont.
There's a mounted torch on the wall. Try lighting it.
Much better.
But what is this? I don't understand.
Hello down below. Cynthia. And you brought some friends. I hope you 3 weren't gossiping about me.
Minister Aqueous, you blew a hole in the ceiling. This is no way to treat an archaeological find.
What find? All I see is a lost tomb that needs to stay lost.
It's too late for that. We've made the discovery. The site is ours.
Who is that? Come out of the shadows.
You don't need to see my face to know I'm right.
That's one perspective. The other is that the Emperor and his directorate, thus by extension me, has claimed all these lands and what lies below them as well, which makes you trespassers. And by his authority, I order you to vacate the premises. Vacate means to...
Yes, we know what vacate means, but we refuse to abide by your unlawful pronouncements. Do I need to explain what that means?
No, I don't believe you do. In that case, men, remove these busybodies from the area, post-haste.
That's a lot of guys.
They say it takes 10 men to do the work of 1 woman. Let's see if that holds true.
I know you could take them all on, but I'm not sure about me, and pretty sure how it would end for the professor.
I do not run from battle.
Not run, just a strategic withdrawal. I think we should introduce them to Eve.
What would... Oh, I see, yes. A history lesson most overdue. Minister,
Yes.
if you want us, come and find us.
Get them.
Come on, Cynthia.
I'm here, back in the chapel, but they're in the tunnel right behind me.
Then let's give them a lesson in original sin. Sorry, Eve. You deserved better. Now run!
Everyone all right?
Here. Made it back to the bridge, safe and sound.
Oh, I as well, but it appears the trap has buried the soldiers.
The Crusaders knew how to build a trap.
Looks like it missed the minister, though. Oh, like a true coward. He chose to lead his men from behind. Hopefully, they think we're dead. That will buy us some time.
Oh, Cynthia, I'm so sorry. We got out, but the minister still won. The tomb has been buried. Lost to history.
But how to explain what we saw?
The fact that the tomb was empty? No coffin, no body? What was that about?
I assume a grave robber got there before us. The tunnel that Mr. Aqueous used, he didn't build it. He just found it. Perhaps someone discovered the other end and pillaged it long ago.
What was so important about this one night? Why did both you and the directorate care so much?
I suspect it.
Pardon the interruption, but what would the coffin look like?
Oh, it wouldn't be a coffin like you're thinking, but likely an ornate stone box. Carved, decorated, meant to withstand water and weather.
And if you were a farmer and found such a large stone piece, what would you do with it?
Put it to use, I expect, but what would... No.
Is it possible?
I've heard about such things, but it's so unlikely.
You speak in this shorthand, and I do not follow. What do you suspect?
The sarcophagus of Sir Jacques Dupont. I think we're standing on it.
What, the bridge?
It makes a weird kind of sense. It's so much nicer than anything else on the farm. And it's held up so well.
Only one way to find out. Hup!
What do you see?
The end of a long quest. Can you help me here? Ladies, I'd like to introduce you to Sir Jacques Dupont.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Would you look at that? Look at that shield shining so brightly. And what are all those words on it?
I'm going to take a rubbing, bring it back to translate.
I think you are both missing something?
What, the sword? I'm getting to that.
No, the body. It's mostly bone at this point, but...
I'm not much of a forensic scientist.
You don't need to be one to notice the dress.
Did you say dress?
It was the fashion at the time. Many tunics.
I may not know history, but I know fashion. That is a hemline, and that is a scooped neck, and that is a tapered waist.
You're right.
I knew it.
This was your suspicion?
Yes. Around the time that Sir Jacques Dupont left for his crusade, Lady Jacinthe Dupont also disappeared. It was my theory that the two were one and the same.
In true Fa Mulan fashion, she went to war posing as a man.
And the directorate didn't want the hero of their history suddenly being outed as a woman. The scandal! The outrage! It might lead to women getting ideas, wondering what they were truly capable of.
Lady Jacinthe, it's nice to finally meet you. But I'm afraid I can't keep your secret any longer. It's time for the world to know what you did.
What do we do now?
I say we hide the body again. It's been undiscovered for this long. What's a few more weeks?
Once things have cooled off, I can bring a team here to verify what I've found. Then there'll be no stopping the truth from getting out.
Oh, ça marche. And soon, Lady Jacinthe will have her day.
I don't know how to thank you, ladies.
Seeing a proper hero of history getting her just due? That's thanks enough.
Perhaps one day they'll be putting up statues of you.
I think Zinnia would look very dashing in marble. Eyes on the horizon, foil in hand.
I would only allow such a work commissioned if my best girl was there by my side, carved from one rock, together for time everlasting.
Whew, that's quite a commitment. But if you're in, so am I.
Ah, magnifique. Now, which is my good side?
Oh, sweetness. You don't have a bad side.
Episode 5, Amongst Stones and Secrets, was written, directed, and edited by Kyle Olson. Our producer and sound designer is that man of mystery, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Starring Amy Shaw as Zinnia, Anastasia Plum as Saffron, Chrissy Lentz as Cynthia, and Justin Kent as Minister Mark Aqueous. Our theme song is written and performed by Headley Knights, and our interstitial music is Intended Force by Kevin McLeod. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Ox Hare so you won't miss the next thrilling adventure. The Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society is an Ox Hare media production. Old format, new ideas.